Today we have very special guest and comrade. We invite as the National Trade Union Center to a comrade from PAME, Greece, to have this meeting with us. As we know, there is a big struggle in Greece right now, and we know that on 10th of June and even today morning there were big demonstrations and strike action, two strike actions. Comrade Nikos, he is the executive secretariat member of PAME. You are welcome, and I would like to ask what are the main demands, what are the reasons to call these strike actions, recent strike actions, right, and to lead the Greek workers to demonstrations? What are the main reasons?
First of all, it is an honor and a privilege for me to speak with you, have a contact with you, especially today, where we are in the middle of a very big strike. It is a second strike during the past 10 days. This is the second strike. The reason is very simple, brothers. This government, like the previous government, they are attacking in the center of the life of the workers, which is the working time. What they will do is to increase the working time, and normally more than 12, 13, 14, even 16 hours a day, with no salary, nothing, just to, what they say is that they want to give us back this time, this working time, after 4, 3, 6 months. But the real reason is that they have a big competition because of the capitalistic crisis, and they want the exploitation to go further and further, deeper and deeper, because they're facing really big problems. So when they're facing that kind of problems, they do always one thing: they want to increase the working time of the workers. That's what they're doing, and they're doing that not only, I mean, this attack is not only in the working time, in the 8-hour time a day, in the 5 days a week, or 40 hours per week, but it is also in the human rights, in the rights that we have as unions, the right to demand, the right to make rallies, to demonstrate, especially the right to make a strike. This is the reason that we are in the streets. This is the reason that we will fight against this law, not only today or yesterday, but in the future, in our every step and every movement from now on.
Okay, comrade, thank you. And we know that there is a big crisis in the world because of the pandemic. Even in this pandemic situation, the workers are in a very big difficulties. They are facing the big difficulties. In such a time, why this government, your government, need to introduce new regulations, new laws, and to attack the 8 hours work like that? Why they need to do so?
Until now, most of the companies, especially companies that have to do with tourism or with commercial or in some other sectors, were closed because of the pandemic. That is true. So what the government thinks is that they should make that kind of regulations for the future, because from now on the profits must go up again. I mean, they must increase again. And the better, the more work, the more work with no money they have from the people, the more profits they will give to the multinational companies. This is not only in Greece, actually in all Europe, but I think that it's all over the world. The past 136 years, the working class is fighting for our days, 8 hours a day work. Because the demand of Chicago 1886 was 8 hours work, 8 hours sleep, and 8 hours to do whatever we want to do. This means we must do some things for ourselves or for our families, and to rest, to be prepared to work tomorrow again. So this is something they want to destroy totally. The personal life of the working class, of the worker. That's why they're doing that now, because now they think it's the best time. It's the ideal time for the government and for the monopolies. Because right now, most of the workers are a bit dizzy because of the pandemic. A lot of people are still afraid because they don't know what the future will bring us again. I mean, a new COVID maybe, who knows? And they think that this is the perfect time. But we say that they are wrong, because the last strike on 10th of June, the today strike in the morning showed us that there is not a perfect time for the government, but it's a perfect time for the working class to demand not only this 8 hours a day work, but 7 hours a day, because the technology and the science and this enormous health all over the world means that we can live better with less work and more free time. So this is something everybody understands. The workers understand very well in which period of time we are facing that kind of an attack. And that's why our attack is the same. It's same, even more bigger than the attack of the government. And that's why we are expecting, even this evening, 2 hours, after 2 hours, to make a new rally, even bigger than the previous ones, and to show to the government and the other parties that will vote for that kind of regulations, for that kind of measures, that we are against that, and we will never let them do this, bring these laws in the real life.
Yes, and comrade, may I know the other countries, in European countries, also in same situation or some difference way they are addressing the people? How is the situation in other European countries? Is like Greece or some different way?
We are not now in 1990s. We are in 2021, so we have a lot of experience. Because in the past 30 years, we watch a lot of governments in the European Union, in the Europe generally, to vote for that kind of measures. Maybe we were in the Greece, the last country, the last country of the European Union that things were still more not so bad as it was in the rest of Europe. And we know how these measures affect most of the people, all the people, all the workers. So we have an experience, and that's why from the first time, we get in touch with the syndicates, with other syndicates, with class-oriented movement in the rest of Europe, and try to show them that we need solidarity, the same way we give solidarity under a so serious case, which is the real working time. So we think that this is something that it is more or less general situation in in 99% of the European countries. That's why our fight is not a fight of the Greek syndicates. It's a European fight. The syndicates, the class-oriented syndicates in Europe should fight for the real lives.
Yes, and as the last question, what is your message to the working class of other countries and the world working class? What can you give and what can you ask from the working class as the PAME of Greece?
You must be sure for one thing, that every fight, even the smallest fight, the shortest fight, in every country all over the world, where people are fighting for their rights, give us more courage, more strength to face an attack like this, or the next attack, which will be, I'm sure about that, very shortly. So the same way we get inspired from the fights in your country, in the rest of countries in Asia, in Europe, in Africa, in America, the same way we want you to face our fight. That means that we want you to be close of us. We want you to watch our fight, to give us solidarity, real solidarity. And I think that if there is a chance to make a big win, it will be a win in a fight, in a global fight from the working class against the monopolies and their governments.
Okay, comrade, thank you very much. As the National Trade Union Center of Sri Lanka, I thank again to Comrade Nikos, the member of the Executive Secretariat of PAME. Thank you very much, comrade, for joining with us and sharing your experience with us. Thank you very much.
We are honored and we are looking forward to get in touch with you again. Thank you very much.
Okay.